I watch it every year.
Yeah. There is an episode where it's. I thought it was Santa coming and unable to make it, and like Cher and Sly and the Family Stone are there, but maybe that's
I
a
know
different one.
Sly's not. Cher
Okay.
is a maybe. All right, let's drop in the Christmas jingle and rock and roll.
Wait. Are we live streaming?
Yeah.
Let me double check.
Double check Bofa. Could you do that real quick? Go ahead and double check
Yeah.
Bofa.
Oh, we got red and green. Shit, this is Daddio Christmas. Holy shit. Okay.
It looks like a flag.
Yeah.
It looks like we're just replacing the white of
Kwanzaa.
the Italian flag.
Yeah. Or the black of the Kwanzaa flag. Okay. And I got the video. You got yours queued up.
Yeah.
For when we're going to hit play.
Always, baby. I'm always ready.
For it to be awesome.
I'm always ready for Pee-wee.
Okay.
All right. I'm going to hit the song.
Here comes Daddy-O Claus. It's that special time of year when Daddy-O Claus brings us cheer. Gifts and goodies fill up his big old sack. We can't wait till he comes back. Daddy-O Claus, oh Daddy-O Claus, he drives a barely running Ford. Daddy-O Claus, oh Daddy-O Claus, it's the best he can afford. Daddy-O Claus, oh Daddy-O Claus, what a wonderful sight. Daddy-O Claus, oh Daddy-O Claus, and to all the Daddy-O night. Ho, 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 Merry Daddy-O mess, on ignition, on heat, on rubber placemats beneath my feet, on automatic windows that work now and then, on check engine light, please turn off again.
Welcome to the Daddio Holiday Special. I'm Glenn Tickle. I'm here with my friend Ricky Glore.
Hey, everybody. That delights me more than you could ever imagine. It is my solemn goal that with the theme songs that I can get you to laugh at least once.
I laughed
if
at
not
Sack.
Guffaw.
I laughed when they mentioned
Yeah.
Daddy Claus's sack because I'm an easy mark for a ball joke. And then I laughed. What was the other time? When I realized it was actually just secretly about his terrible car. I thought that was a nice reveal, like genuinely. I'm trying to think of another example of like a comedy song where it like is ostensibly about one thing, but then is really about something else. And I cannot think of, but like I know those exist, and I know I like that as a device.
Oh, it would if the longer version of this song keeps on like each verse starts slowly removing more and more things about it being about Christmas and more about Daddy Claus's struggles of like getting his car worked on and just being like, I don't have the money.
It's the best he can afford.
Get a different car. Yeah, it's the best that I can do. Look, I'm trying here. I'm Daddy-O Claus.
Relatable for, a working comedian who's had a bit of a slow December. Yeah, relatable, Daddy-O Claus.
And who drives a red Ford 2008 Ford Focus.
No, I drive a 2017 Honda Fit that I love.
Well,
I made a list of practical advice I think I talked about when I did like the Business of Comedy workshop on the last episode.
Nice.
One of the pieces of advice that I had was buy a Honda Fit. And it gets like 40 miles to the gallon. You can cram a bunch of stuff in there. I'm 6 feet tall and I fit in there pretty comfortably. I'm like a larger fella as well, like if I could push the seat back maybe one more inch would be my only note, Honda, but they stopped making them. So it's,
You do shows in the back of the trunk?
Did a show in the back of it yesterday.
Like it's cash cab?
Yeah, because you can lay all the seats down flat and stuff, so like you can move things around. I didn't lay them down flat, but I tilted the passenger's front seat forward. I have a like a flexible mount for my iPad, so I put that on the
Yeah.
back, and then I just sat in the back. I have like a pop-up green screen, but I didn't the tech of Zoom cameras and stuff like blurs out the background well enough without it that I didn't bother popping it out.
Yeah. For insinuating this, I will say Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays.
Merry Christmas,
this is
that's the one you
this is
celebrate, right?
the,
I don't think we've ever specifically talked about it.
yeah. No, I come from German, possibly maybe Jewish, possibly I don't know, other mutt.
I like
mixed
that your
heritage.
explanation for why you definitely celebrate Christmas is like, well, I might be Jewish.
Well, no. I'm just saying there's so many things that I'm unsure of. We are not a heritage family. We talk about and respect the elders of like my grandparents, but really anything before that, it kind of gets murky, and I've never really deep dived. Like I know that my dad's grandfather, he never knew, and I guess this is kind of interesting. Did not speak English, spoke German, and was running 2 families concurrently.
Setting up franchises, to quote Fight Club.
Yeah. And so we have family members, and I've done comedy shows in Ohio where I'll run into other Glores, and they're like, well, what part of the Glore family are you on?
Yeah, which...
Are you the second? But here's the thing is...
They should have changed it. They spell it a little differently, like Hardee's and Carl's Jr. Like, if you go west of the Mississippi, it's one spelling, east is the other.
Rallies and checkers.
Yeah,
rallies and checkers. What's crazy and what is super smart is apparently my dirtbag great-grandfather, German great-grandfather, named the kids on both of the families that he was double running without the wives knowing the same names.
Cool.
So he wouldn't forget.
Clever. I don't endorse it. Also,
Merry Christmas.
As a guy who we both have families, right? Having one is a lot.
Yeah.
Is a lot. I don't.
Yeah.
To do twice as much of this?
No way. No way.
Hard pass.
No way.
Hard pass.
And so my dad had never met him before, and he found out through the grapevine of one of the other family's kids or something that he was dying in the hospital. And so my dad at the time asked his father, my grandfather, Lawrence, or Larry Glore, he said, hey, I heard he's dying. I think I'm going to go meet him. I'm going to go see him. I kind of want to see him before he passes. And apparently my grandfather, my dad's dad, was just like, if you do, we no longer have a relationship. And my dad was just like, fair enough.
Fair.
I don't know this old dying German man with 2 families, and I guess I never will. I've told you, I mentioned the my other great-grandfather, my dad's mom's dad. I've told you that story, right?
I think so. I think in our oft-discussed Florida trip that came up.
Yeah. The only living photo of my great-grandfather on my dad's mom's side is a portrait of him in his World War I outfit, his army outfit, and his dress, whatever. I don't know what branch he was in. The only other photos
Space
that
Force.
exist back in the day is you would have to take Polaroids of people dead in their caskets at their funerals once they've died. So I've got a bunch of those and one living photo. Because people back then didn't have photos of people, and they I guess kind of wouldn't remember what they look like.
I mean, taking photos of the dead is not an uncommon or new thing.
I like this. This feels very like Christmas Carol.
In early photography took so long. Like the reason, like you see old pictures, like God, nobody's smiling, because to hold a smile for the 10 minutes it took for that exposure to set is exhausting. So people just sit very still. Dead people sit still all the time. It's all they know how to do. So they are great early photography subjects. But I mean specifically of why Polaroid in the casket, I guess, is the
Polaroid in a Casket is a great band name or an album name.
Yeah.
But so that's the photo story of that great grandfather. The rest of the story is he had some marital issues as well with my great grandmother, and they were on again, off again. Yeah, he was not great either, apparently. But he also fought in World War II and lived through
both?
World War One. Yep,
Remarkable.
fought through World War II and came home. And after the war was over and he was coming home, he called Mommy T, which was the nickname of my great grandmother. Apparently, I don't know what the reason is. Maybe big fan of Mr. T
Probably.
before Mr. T existed. He called Mommy T from a payphone like down the street. It was just like, "Hey, can I come home?" And she's like, "Yes." Basically, let's just forget everything else. You can come home. And he said, "Great. What do you need?" And she gave him some groceries and like bread and milk shit to pick up. And he's like, "Will do. See you in a half an hour. He doesn't show up. She's just like, "Well, he's a piece of shit. So I guess he probably got drunk and just, decided not to come home.
Do you
Didn't get
think
groceries."
he called the wrong family by mistake?
No. So this is
He brought
different. This is
Norton-
other side.
Oh, okay.
This is the dead, the
Sorry, I
one
get
who
your
didn't have
dirtbag
photos.
great grandfathers confused all the time. Sorry.
Yeah, all the time. So she thinks, okay, same old. He's just out there poontanging around.
Probably poontanging around. It's tales old as time.
Poontanging around. Turns out he did go to the grocery store. He did get the groceries. Was crossing the street to come to their apartment or house or wherever they lived at the time during World War II times, and got hit by a car and killed.
Oh. Survives 2 wars, cannot survive America's terrible infrastructure.
Automobiles. Yeah, but how bananas is that to live through 2 wars?
That's why
And then,
we
like,
need
make
public
the-
transit, you know?
Make
He
the
would
right
still be
decision.
alive today if that city had light rail.
A light railing system, like my grandmother used to like.
Heyo.
Hi-oh! Oh, well, I am glad you suggested that the holiday episode be something a little different.
Yeah, we talked about it on the end of the last one when we realized we normally do this Wednesday mornings, but next Wednesday is Christmas, and we didn't want to do it on Christmas. So we're banking this one. Also, I realized I haven't put last episode out yet because my internet isn't working. It didn't work at all until right before the call on Wednesday, and then stopped working after that, and then I was on the road. So it'll be up after this. But also,
Sure.
the fun
That's
thing,
what people love with a new podcast is inconsistency of release.
well, it's not like the listeners are clamoring for it. Like I haven't gotten any texts this morning being like, "Hey, when's that hot episode drop?" It'll be out when I'm done watching Pee-wee's Christmas special with my friend Ricky.
Pee-wee's Christmas special. So you watch this every year. So
Yeah.
anybody, you're not going to be able to watch it in the boxes with us or hear it on the podcast. But if you go to YouTube and under the Pee Wee Herman channel, they have released it in a full episode in 1080 HD for free. And we don't know if there's going to be ads on it yet.
I mean, not
but
for me,
you can
'cause I
watch
have-
that with your family.
I have YouTube Premium, not to brag.
Oh, do you? Oh, I guess I could have gotten that for this. So
I won't.
That'll
have
be
it.
a real fun.
I can pause it when your ads come up, I guess. It's like I also have TSA pre-check, but if I'm flying with my wife, I'm not gonna make her wait in a separate line. I'll go in the slow line. It's fine.
Oh, what a sweetheart. Okay. So, do we want to get this party train a rocking?
Yeah. So Pee-wee's Christmas special is about a 48-minute runtime.
Yeah.
This isn't going to be like an audio commentary. You and I are going to like watch it and talk about it probably intermittently while we talk about other stuff.
I'm sure we'll be very quiet during parts because
We're
I was
just
saying
gonna
I
sit
don't
silently.
think I've seen this.
It's going to be a very quiet 48 minutes.
Well, I mean, if I'm in trance, because I do love me some Pee-wee, I don't think I've seen this since it aired. And I remember as a kid, so whenever this aired, this was the Christmas that at JCPenney's, weirdly, in the mall, had all the Pee-wee stuff. Like, there was a Pee-wee section. There was that, I remember, like, a Pee-wee Christmas sweater where it was some, like,
to have that.
there's an artist that did all, like, the big heads and stuff for Pee-wee. Who it's that artwork.
I know.
I
don't remember.
I'm trying to. Yeah. But I got the Playhouse as a kid. I got the pull string. I got all the figures.
I had the doll.
I never.
I don't think I had
the pull string doll. I didn't have the big. There was a giant doll. There was a giant cherry as well, which are
No,
some
I had
harder items to get.
the one I mentioned last time that you sent my
Full
daughter.
string.
I had that
Yeah.
one. I don't think we had the cherry that went with that one. I think we had a small cherry.
Yes, I had the small cherry that went with the figure, and I lost Bad Boy Randy in a toilet at a truck stop traveling.
Good. That's where he belongs. Randy, piece of trash.
But then, oddly
You
enough, I
apple
think on the
stealing
same
son
trip,
of a bitch.
you lose one Bad Boy Randy and you gain, which parents would never allow nowadays. Some kid had left at the toilet a bendable Gumby figure.
Ooh,
And
yeah.
so
I had a Gumby.
Gumby, right around this time, was also Gumby and Pokey. Loved all that. Had an Ernest pull string. Yeah, this is going to bring back a lot of. I remember some things. I think I misremembered Sly and the Family Stone being in this.
Yeah,
But who
we
do
were
you
trying
remember?
to. Who do I remember?
You watch it every year. Yeah,
Yeah.
you watch it every year.
I don't want to
This
say I
is
can
your
definitely
church.
nail everyone, but I will. I'm gonna say we got Grace Jones, we got Charo, the Del Rubio triplets, Whoopi Goldberg,
The Rubio triplets. Yes.
Frankie and Annette, Little Richard. Did I say Whoopi Goldberg? We've got.
I think.
Oh,
say
is
Katie
it
Lang
Dinah
before?
Shore? Is Dinah Shore the one who does 12 Days of Christmas? They keep
Oh,
checking
I
back
don't
in with
know.
her on the picture phone.
Oh, I don't know.
It starts with the Navy choir, but not the real Navy choir, just guys dressed in Navy uniforms singing because the Navy choir
Hey, sailor.
didn't want to do it, I guess.
Yeah. Sure.
Oh man. Katie Lang does
Oprah? Is
Jingle Bell
Oprah in it?
Rock. I think Oprah makes a brief appearance. Whoopi like does it. She does kind of the Steve Martin thing of like she calls to like ask if she could be in it, and Pee Wee's like, I don't know, maybe next year. It's pretty full.
That's awesome.
Obviously, all the Playhouse characters. I mean, not all
All
of
the
them
Playhouse.
because
gang.
of like original King of Cartoons isn't there. Dixie.
No Phil Hartman, right? Because
No
this
Phil
is
Hartman.
after first season.
Yeah.
Yeah. No cap.
After the move from New York, man, I had it down bad for Dixie. That season 1 is the best because, yeah,
Yeah.
we don't have to get into it.
I
Bring
like
Dixie
the
back.
original because, yeah, I mean, we have Blackula, King
Yeah.
of Cartoons. Cowboy Curtis, Rob Zombie working behind the scenes. which is
Cowboy
fantastic.
Curtis made the jump.
Yeah, he did. I'm just saying all the all my memories. I love hearing Larry Fishburne, talk about the production of Pee-wee. It was the first time he had ever seen female directors,
Mm-hmm.
like not just assistants and not just women doing makeup or doing whatever. He's like, it was the most diverse behind the scenes he had ever seen, and he didn't really clock it as being special when it was happening. And then as years went on and he was, in the machine of making things, he was just like, oh, he's like, that was a real rarity.
Yeah, Pee Wee rules. I
Pee-wee
think we
does
mentioned
rule.
last time they announced a documentary coming out about him. I can't wait to watch it. All right, you want to pop this thing off?
Yeah.
Let's see.
How
Did
are
I
we
say
doing
Joan
the-
Rivers?
Are we doing
I
the
think Joan
countdown?
Rivers is in there. Yeah, I'll count down from 3. We'll press play.
Well, are we gonna do 3, 2, 1,
Play.
do it, or
Yeah.
3, 2, 1?
3, 2, 1,
play.
do it. The way that is correct.
3, 2, 1, do it. So it's like it's New Year's Eve. Okay, let me know when you are ready.
I'm born ready.
You count it
Ready?
down?
3,
Okay.
2, 1, Pee Wee.
Hi, Pee-wee. Oh, we got 4 seconds.
Yeah, we got a couple seconds of black.
oh.
I like that they redid the opening
Stop motion.
of the stop motion intro to the
Yeah.
Playhouse, but this is like a Christmas version.
So seeing Pee-wee's Big Adventure
Yeah,
I never-
terrified my children.
when I was, yeah, very scary. I didn't clock until much older that it was Tim Burton.
Yeah, it's his
And-
first feature. It's his first feature, and dare I say, his best.
Agree.
I don't like Tim
Definite agree.
Burton. I don't like his stuff very much. Pee Wee's Big Adventure
Pee-wee's
is
Playhouse
incredible. I feel
Christmas
like
special. But this is all very Tim Burton.
The stuff
Tim
that
Burton not involved in the TV show?
no came on, I believe, just the direct.
So cool. Not the real Navy.
I
Just
believe
some dudes they pulled off the street.
again, this is probably something I looked up a couple years ago. I was like, did Pee Wee really get the Navy choir? And I think the answer is no. He just got a bunch of guys to dress in Navy uniforms. Which, I may be wrong. I don't know, but there might be some stolen valor going on.
You look wrong. I think you're wrong because there are some dudes here that look like not Central Casting. They look like Navy.
This song rocks. Like, objectively, yes. It is so fun. It is such a fun way to start. He's got backup dancers in like flashy sequin dresses. All right, so we're going through all the appearances. Let's see who I missed.
Yeah.
Flory terrifies my kids. Flory. They hate Flory.
Yeah. As he should, because he'll eat your children.
Yeah.
Cherry, I think, is terrifying too. It's all terrifying.
All right, so we got Annette.
Funicello.
Yeah, I said
so not Frankie.
He's in there too. He makes potato Christmas cards.
Because this is the same time as Back to the Beach, where Pee Wee appeared on.
I'm not that familiar with Frankie and Annette's work.
Miss Yvonne, what a smoke show. Oh, John B. R.I.P. I mean, R.I.P. a lot of these. Oh, they freaked me out. Rubio triplets.
Magic Johnson, because he's cousins with the magic screen.
Katie Lang. There she is. Yep.
Oh, Princess Jaja.
Jagabor. Who, again,
I think she's
Jaja
the only one I missed.
In like Nightmare on Elm Street 3. Like, this is the year of Jaja. Because this is probably 88 or 87.
Hungarian superstar, Jaja Gabor. I think she's the only one we missed. You said Oprah, and I didn't. But other than that, I think I hit everybody.
I said Cher and Sly and the Family Stone, which is not this. That must be a different special.
Wood burning kit is how Drew Carey's nephew burns down Mimi Bobek's house in the last season of the show.
A wood burning kit is a real thing?
Yeah, it's just like a soldering iron, and you can like burn.
Like you can etch and write into like make home signs. And
or
whatnot.
If you're Drew Carey's nephew, you can burn down your parents' house.
But so is that a toilet? The dog in the back? Like, what is that? I remember seeing that, but I don't know that character's name. The white chair.
Yeah, it's just another chair. It barks a couple times in some episodes. It's not.
It looks like a toilet.
You look like a toilet.
Love it. I was so into, like, I didn't like Big Top Pee Wee that much.
Oh, because it's not
there's
very
some weird
good.
like sexuality, like
except
in
for
dating
it
with
is
Chris
so.
Christopherson.
It is so funny.
Horny. It's a horny movie.
How much Pee Wee hates egg salad.
Yeah.
So to set up that he's like with the wrong girl, she makes him an egg salad sandwich for lunch, and he hates it. And she's like, "Oh, I made you your favorite," and he's so grossed out. It genuinely might be the reason I hate egg salad to this day, because he makes it look so yucky.
Love secret compartments, but anyway, a hand thing and the pig snout thing and Big Top Pee Wee and like that keypad. Love it. Like as a kid, I was like, "Yup, I need calculator. Hold that up. Do that."
Yeah, because he's got one in Big Adventure. He's got to put it in to get the bike out.
What a good gag. I wanted a conky. I think he was the number one.
I had a
one
conky toy for sure, but
Yeah,
I wanted an actual conky, like to follow me around and be my robot friend.
I think if I was going to have a useless prop from something, just like chilling in a house, I think it'd be conky. I would get commissioned a conky. Maybe that would work as like a radio.
There's an account I follow on social media. They like rebuilt a working Johnny Five. I don't know if anybody's
Johnny
doing
Five is alive.
I don't know if anybody's doing that with conky, but they should. I mean, probably
They
not because
should.
it's so clearly like a guy in a suit and not a working robot.
Wait. It's not a working robot?
You know, like the Johnny Five replica is like a functioning robot. As a, like you can get, there's people who rebuild R2D2s.
Oh, no.
It's like those all work.
going
Those
on?
are functioning robots.
Where do you get the boy that has everything?
Oh, the running gag of the fruitcakes in this is top tier comedy.
Is it like egg salad?
Well, so it pops off with Miss Yvonne as the first guest to arrive, and
Gorgeous woman.
she gives him a fruitcake. Watch his reaction, but everyone gives him one.
Yeah, thanks for the fruitcake.
I'm having cookies for
Mistletoe.
breakfast because we're doing a Christmas special.
And you're also wearing a very festive jacket.
Yeah, I bought this when I started doing holiday parties as a comedian because one of them, I got a call from the booking agent, and he's like, "Would you be willing to dress as an elf for a holiday party?" And I was like,
No.
"Absolutely not."
No.
You have I've done a lot of shows for this guy. You've never come close to paying me anywhere near as much as it would take to get me to dress as an elf.
Elf money. What's elf money? How much is elf money?
Full elf costume.
Full elf costume, ears and all.
Oh God, I gotta put ears on.
Yeah. Well, then, are you
I'd
an
elf
elf
up for
without
10
the ears?
No question, I'd elf up for 10 grand.
I'd elf up for 2,000.
Oh,
I'll
no.
usurp your
2,000.
Yeah.
No, there's probably a lower number, but like definitely, I'm on board fully for 10,000.
They provide the costume, they provide the ears,
Mm-hmm.
and I don't have to act like it. Ooh, come stand on me. There's some of that HBO Pee-wee seeping in.
Yeah,
Just a little bit. Hey, Miss
Flory
Yvonne,
wants Miss
come
Yvonne to go stand on
me.
top of him.
Yeah. Like
I
mirror on
also
the
kind of want
shoes.
Miss Yvonne to stand on top of me. Crush me, mommy.
Gosh. Again, you can just go back and trace all of my awakenings and interest to the stuff that I watched as a kid.
My daughter recreated this.
Really?
The fridge with the living food. She's
Yeah.
like, "Can we do that?" She did it under our dining room table. She made a sign that says Pee-wee's Playhouse Refrigerator. She put all of her toy food under there.
That is adorable.
She was mad that I wouldn't let her do it in our actual refrigerator. I was like, no.
Tiny fruitcake.
See, he gets a tiny fruitcake.
Oh, I want that painting or whatever, that art of Pee-wee.
Yeah.
That's awesome. That's what I'm just going to do this whole time is just be like, oh, I want that. Oh, I like that. I want this too.
This is another running gag.
lo-
I mean, it's great. That's what we're doing right now. We're on the picture phone,
Yeah.
baby.
We are in the picture phone. It seems so futuristic.
Get it? Because she's on the Christmas special.
Mm.
Genuinely, one of the things that I love most about Pee-wee is just the unearned confidence that this kid has.
Oh, yeah.
Because it is like the whole character is like just, a adult child, essentially, is the pitch, right? And
Yeah.
kids are so much like that, of just like, yeah, well, I have a thing I want to show you, and I'm 6, so shut up and pay attention. But he's doing it at 30 or whatever.
Even better when he does it. Pee-wee's Holiday, the last Netflix thing,
Mm-hmm.
when he's like a 60-year-old man.
Yeah. Not my favorite bit of Pee-wee, but
No,
I'll take it.
the character is pretty different, but
well,
he's different in each
right.
iteration.
He's
right?
like we
different
talked
from-
about this idea of character comedy in the 80s where there's a movie like starring Ernest P. Worrell, who is himself a character. Like,
Yes.
you don't necessarily have to assume those movies are in order or related to each other. Or like when Larry the Cable Guy is in a movie, it's like, well, yeah, you're Larry the Cable. You're a guy playing Larry the Cable Guy playing another guy. You're a dude inside another dude pretending to be a third dude.
I think that would be interesting to direct. If they're like, we want Larry the Cable Guy to be in this movie. It's a Larry the Cable Guy vehicle. As a director, can you direct that? And just be like, hey, Larry, we need you to be real sentimental here. Or like, it's like, well, I don't know if Larry the Cable Guy would do that.
I don't know what his range is. I think it's like when you come in to direct an episode of a TV show. And it's very different than like film directing, because they're like, yeah, man, hey, we've been doing this for 20 years.
We don't need to reinvent the wheel. You
can't
need to say cameras on.
Yeah, you can't roll up on an episode of SVU and be like, I'm going to make some changes.
It's not going to involve rape. Like,
this one's got a happy ending.
Every time that I watch SVU, I forget that it's the Special Victims Unit.
Yeah.
So it's like grotesque crimes, and like that's people's favorite, like out of all the Law and Orders. But every time that I watch it, I'm like, oh, this makes me feel yucky. Oh, I hate this. Oh, why do I watch this? It's the same every time. It's like a kid gets raped, or somebody gets raped, or someone gets raped and like, I'm just like, oh, no, thank you. I don't need to see this ever again.
I was background for a couple episodes of SVU, and I would have been like pretty prominent in one of them, except for one of the other extras was this super old dude. So I was like sitting in the police station, or no, it was a hospital waiting room. I was like sitting, and I was like right behind. It wasn't Mariska Hargitay as the other lady, and then the other detective. Having a conversation, and I'm like right behind them, like camera clear view. And then the super old guy like wasn't feeling well, and they're like, all right, can you stand up? We're going to let this very old man sit there. And I was like, I also don't feel well.
That was his trick.
Yeah.
I was going to say that was the old man's trick. He's just like, this is how I get my screen time.
I was amazed. It's been a while since I've done it, but the number of people I met doing background stuff for shows who think like that's going to be their big break. And it's just it's fun being on a set, like it beats most other types of employment, but no one's gonna be like, hey, you're the guy. Who's that blurry, chubby guy with the glasses in the background of that episode of The Politician? Can we get him for something? Like, that's never gonna happen.
I used to have a crush on her too, growing up.
Reba the Mail Lady?
It was always very upset when other male people weren't as spunky or as attractive.
She's on one of the Law and Orders, right?
Yes. I remember, because of Pee-wee, being like overly enthusiastic with people like mail people or any customer service people, of just not like being overly annoying, just be like, oh, are you having a good day? Like as a kid, like as they delivered the mail, and they're just like, yeah, here's your mail. Like probably a lot of bill. Like I just was like, oh, why aren't they as cheery as the people in Pee-wee's were?
I mean, I just like that he interacts with them,
Oh yeah. He invites them in.
Because we're contractually obligated to bring up the fact that I don't like him on every episode. Like watching comedians in cars getting coffee, Seinfeld is so dismissive of the
Seinfeld,
coffee staff.
Star Wars, Superman.
It is just, it's unreal. Like, to be the person executive producing this show and be like, I'm going to release this clip of me being an absolute knob to this young coffee barista out to the world as like representative of who I am. Like, it sucks. I'm sure I've been mean to, someone at a coffee house at some point in my life. Maybe I was in a bad mood or whatever. But I wouldn't film it and show it to people.
This is just brilliant.
Grace Jones.
This is right.
absolute smoke show. All I can think about the dozen or so times that I've watched this is how uncomfortable. So she's got like a vacuum formed like plastic top on with like the common criticism of like female armor and fantasy stuff is like, well, you wouldn't have like boobs molded. That would be ridiculous. And just the thought of them just sitting in there, and it seems like it would be so uncomfortable.
Boob sweat, just so much sweat just sitting in the cups.
And I know it's a bit, but also like the bit is that she was supposed to get sent to the White House, but she shows up at the Playhouse, but she's like boxed up like cargo.
God, and this is going to be
that
Reagan's
never really set
White House or
Right,
George H.W. Bush's White House.
Oh, I forget what year this was.
Yeah, so this might be Reagan's end. Well, now we're all going to watch Grace Jones perform. Well,
I know
America's sweetheart.
Playhouse started with Reagan in office.
Mm-hmm. Is Frankie Avalon's wig going to get a credit in the episode?
This was still Reagan. It was 88.
88. Okay.
So
Well,
he would have been out.
Yeah,
Like
could
a
have been.
month or so. Yeah, it was because
Yeah.
it would have been out January.
Transitioning powers. Unless this was
Right, probably
So this,
post-election, pre-inauguration.
Yeah. Right, that's a wig. That's a rug.
Maybe.
Do you think that's real?
I think
hair?
they're both wearing wigs.
Oh yeah, probably to match, to look alike. I remember doing this. I remember wanting to do this so bad because I saw this on
First
this.
time I showed
And
this to
mom
my
said,
daughter, she's like, does that work? I was like, yeah. So we gave it a go.
And you know what my mom said?
What?
We're not wasting potatoes on art. Like, we eat potatoes.
My daughter hates
If a
to eat
potato goes
potatoes,
bad.
which, I mean, offends my Irish heritage. But Cher is in there.
Oh, she was a secret. They didn't announce her at the beginning, I don't think.
No, I don't think she was.
Oh, and this is like Moonstruck, like, if I could turn back time.
I feel like Cher's making fun of Conky a little bit here. She's like doing the motion.
Yeah.
Pee-wee's also doing it, but like Pee-wee and Conky, like that's okay.
Are tight.
Know? They have that kind of relationship. Cher, you can't just show up and like bop around. Did you practice the secret word as a kid?
Yeah.
Like I would watch I would watch Playhouse, right? In the morning, whatever secret word was, if it came up throughout the day, oh, you know I'm yelling.
Oh, yeah. I was a spaz, so I was yelling it a lot. I was yelling words that rhymed with year that were being said. Wasn't this a a primetime special though, wasn't it? Yeah, I thought so in the TV guide.
When so this was streaming on Netflix. It's all on YouTube if anybody wants to go watch Playhouse and just have a great time. But when it was on Netflix and my daughter would start watching it, if you watch 4 episodes of Playhouse in a row, that's 4 times the words to scream at during the day, and it really.
Yeah, Annette Funicello was also part of my sexual awakening.
I missed it.
Oh, just.
I only knew Frankie and Annette as referenced in stuff like this, where it's like.
Well, I had a weird Monkeys connection.
Yeah, you love the
Monkeys.
Monkeys. So that's our other thing we have to bring up every time.
She was in the Monkeys movie Head, in a couple scenes with Davy Jones. And I watched the Beach movies too, like Beach Blanket Bingo and all those with Frankie Von Zipper. Little Richard was on the weird Monkeys special 33 1/3 per Monkeys Revolution. And so there were a lot of these interesting, weird touchstones that were coming back in the 80s, which that's when the Monkees had their big anniversary in the 86 for their 20 year. So like I had a little bit of knowledge of a lot of the things that would weirdly pop up.
Mm-hmm.
I love these old cartoons, and I love whenever they show those like PSA videos of like little Johnny going to the cafeteria, like those black and white. Loved all of this, and this was all public domain, I'm sure.
Oh, for sure, yeah. There was there's one that came up. There's one. I'm trying to remember if it was Max Fleischer, but it was Freddie the Freshman was the cartoon, and then I was listening to something, and they were talking about like, oh, there's this weird cartoon. There's a song about some freshman. I was like, yeah, Freddie the Freshman. It's how do you not know?
Let's talk about that.
Oh yeah, because I don't watch
the Verve Pipe.
They're like, because I don't watch Pee Wee's Playhouse 4 times a year in its entirety. This cartoon is genuinely really sweet. It is like just this old guy shows up at an orphanage and like takes garbage and makes toys for all the kids. It's so endearing. All the toys are absolute trash, but the kids
and safety hazards.
Yeah,
and
like they would all die. There's
he's
like a kid riding
an
around.
Orphan. So if we lose a couple, like
coffee percolator train set. Yeah, sure. Just sit in your high chair and let it get pulled around by a vacuum. What's the worst that could happen?
Then again, like this is perfect for Pee-wee's Big Adventure with all the Rube Goldberg machines at the beginning. Like this, you can see where Pee-wee comes from with the things that he would highlight on the show. I had a Billy Baloney doll.
I love Billy Baloney.
I had a ventriloquist doll that I took into 5th grade, and a girl named Brittany Noble. I did a show, and she's like, "I want to be your manager," and she's like, "Because I think you got talent."
I thought
and I was like, "Okay,
mannequin." I want to sit on your lap.
Yeah, I want to be your Kim Cattrall. But the teacher gave me a quarter for doing the performance. Probably
Can
because
you
that's
do
what she had on the
ventriloquism?
desk. No, I have puppets, but I don't do ventriloquism.
Of all the weird, like you can do weird voices, but not ventriloquism.
I don't think I can do it. Maybe I'll try it one of the episodes. I'll bring one of my puppets.
Do it now.
Hey, everybody. Welcome to the Huey Hearn Show. Hey, hey, how you doing, everybody? Are you having a good time?
Like, I don't know. I don't know if that's any good. I've never...
You just do it. You just don't...
Just do it.
Yeah, like, just do it. Just do a good job. And
I need to bring my puppets out on stage to do stand-up.
I
need one more thing
I don't think I
that
ever
will
had
make...
I never had a dummy.
A Cincinnati... the other Cincinnati comedians hate me more is if I start bringing a puppet on stage.
Yeah, I did a ventriloquism one for our Florida show. Like
Are you trying to
a video.
do it now for the rest of the show?
Not the rest of the show. I'm just trying to show you that I can do it, and you're ignoring me.
I'm not watching you. Yeah, because I'm watching Pee-wee. Look at this. This is amazing. Yeah, you are. Oh.
I love now that things are in like high def and that like just old effects don't work anymore.
It looks like coconut shavings.
Like watching this on TV, I'm sure this looked a lot more like actual snow than it does now.
Maybe, but I think the artifice is part of the charm.
Right.
Oh, Cowboy Curtis is out in the snow? This is going to turn into a Hateful Eight situation? You going to roll up like Sam Jackson? Kinda. Kinda looks like a gay Sam Jackson in Hateful Eight.
Haven't seen it.
Oh, well, that's right. You don't like Tarantino. Well, that's another staple of the episode.
I think I tried watching that one. I didn't get very far.
I'm a fan. I like the cast. Huh?
I love the Del Rio triplets.
They creep me out. You want to talk about things that I didn't like? I was like, oh, there's 3 of them. Oh, no, thank you.
They had another they popped up on something else that I was watching.
They're on another Pee-wee episode.
Yeah, they do these boots are made for walking.
Oh, those are way too short for women of that
Mm-mm.
age. I'm sorry.
Disagree.
I will age shame. These grandmas are trying to look way too sexy.
Could not disagree with you more. They're pulling it off. They look great.
You would have a Del Rubio 4-way?
If they would have me.
Oh. Right. I'm not going to suppose that they would just be all horned up for Glenn.
Well, I'm pretty
Glennis
sure
Pickle
they're
the
all
third.
dead now.
Are you sure?
Not positive, but
We'll make that bet right now. These ladies are gonzo, deadzo. They might not have been alive during this. They might be just puppets in this right here. Those tops are too tight. So
No.
talking about sexual
Yeah, I
awakening of
can't-
like Annette Funicello and Missy Vaughn, not these women.
stop body shaming these absolute smoke shows.
I'm not body shaming. I'm age shaming. That's awesome. That's terrifying. So good.
I'm looking up their IMDb to see what I watched
There's Bad Boy Randy.
besides this.
Little Richard. You want to talk about celestial aliens? You got your David Bowies, you got your Prince, you got your Little Richard. If it came out, like, why did his skin look green?
Who,
Like,
Little
what
Richard?
makeup was he slapping? Yeah. You like know those old rubber dolls? Like, you ever seen the rubber doll for Jaws from Moonraker, the James Bond movie?
Sure.
As those dolls aged, or even like the Roger Moore one, the rubber would turn to green or like an off shading. That's what Little Richard looks like. What is
Oh, look at Pee Wee doing such a good job ice skating.
The best part is that's also Little Richard's stand-in, even though he's just sitting. He's like,
also
if
got
it's
a
that
body
far
shame.
away, I don't need to be sitting here. Yeah. Pee Wee does a lot more tongue work than I remember.
Yeah, very lingual.
There's a little bit more like, oh, that's good.
Is it the Texas switch, the cowboy switch, where like
It's
The
where
s-
you go into like a bathroom.
the stunt man like falls
truck
behind
stop
the
and-
bar, and then the star jumps
Oh.
back up from behind the bar?
Yeah. I don't know what the other thing was. I was describing.
That's what I'm trying to remember the name of. Like your stunt, like when I stab you, your stunt man falls in a hole, and then you climb back up out of the hole. You know?
Yeah. Oh, this is the highlight. This is the Star Wars
Oh.
Holiday Special part.
I hate this so much.
I do too, because I think the low-hanging fruit was to have Katie Lang come out as Pee Wee's cousin, who looks exactly like Pee Wee.
So this performance makes me genuinely uncomfortable in a way I don't understand. I put on social media a couple of times how much I hate it, and people tell me I'm wrong. It's
Right.
so unhinged. She is just yelling Jingle Bell Rock.
Too much.
Overselling it in a way that is just like. And look,
One of my favorite things
Katie
to do
Lang is
is
great.
is to watch Sesame Street with my wife when there are some of those actors that are just doing too much because they don't want to get overshadowed by a puppet.
Yes.
My wife just gets angry and she's just like, stop. The puppets are the main draw. Stop doing so much behind them. Stop moving your face and your eyebrows that much. Just exist. Be Michael Caine in A Christmas Carol. Be Tim Curry in Muppets, Pirate, whatever. Katie Lang, you're doing too much.
Yeah. And look, I want to be clear. Katie Lang's great. She's great in Eye of the Beholder, the weird Ewan McGregor, Ashley Judd movie.
Yeah.
But
Katie Lang is great in the miniseries The Last Dawn.
I feel like she's doing a
As the
weird
film
voice.
director.
It's just way too much. I do love
And she looks like Pee-wee. Like, how do they not have her dressed up like Pee-wee?
I don't see it. I mean, other than they both
You
have
don't
short
see it?
hair. Yeah. I do
No,
like
look
her
at that face.
basically like Canadian tuxedo folksy dress that she's got on.
Yeah, it's the Dolly Parton dress.
But she's Canadian, so it's denim.
Is it denim?
It sure looks denim.
Huh. Ah!
It's the same feeling I get watching like Dane Cook do the worm on stage. It's like, calm down. I don't. You're too much.
Oh, bad boy Randy. Ooh.
I'm glad you died in a toilet. You piece of garbage.
Yeah. Piece of shit.
You remember when he? Remember when he ate all those apples and then he got sick?
Yeah.
That's what you get. I think he smokes in an episode.
Oh, has to. Like does a bump. Shoots up.
Just doing rails off of Conky.
Well, obviously Magic Screen is where he would do the rail off of.
It was
Conky.
the screen is slanted. It would slide right off.
Where on Conky is he doing it?
On one of his many flat surfaces.
But you know he's also bringing some to Jambi. And there he's like, make it like a high, make it like a howdy ho! Forget it. Love Penny.
Oh, I agree. And when you did like a hand wave, I thought that was dismissive. I'm like, I will hear no Penny slander.
Because you know who also looks like this, and I'm pretty sure was named Penny, that I also watched around this time?
Gadget's niece.
Inspector Gadget.
One of my earliest crushes.
It felt like, yeah, but it felt like they were the same person, except her eyes weren't pennies, and she had a dog and Gadget.
And the computer book, the thing I wanted most when I was a kid. There was nothing.
It was an iPad.
Yeah, and now that I have one, I was like, it is great. I was right. Little 6-year-old Glenn was correct. The computer book rules.
I love indentured servitude. This also weirded me out as look at those little dolls.
Oh,
look at those dolls.
Ooh,
That's bottom right. Oh my god.
That's one where it's like, yeah, you really want NTSC standard definition to obscure those nightmare dolls a little bit, but in HD they are frightening.
The set deck is just like going up to the director the whole time, be like, "Is it in frame? Is it in frame?" Like, yeah, Frank, it's in frame. Jesus Christ.
Yeah, calm down, Mark Mothersbaugh. We can see your weird dolls.
Yeah, Countess. Jaja. Oh, high. She's just high as a kite.
I feel like a lot of them are. This was 1988, baby. I think that explains the Katie Lang performance.
Oh, yes. But like what cooks about this is it is very well paced. There's still a ton of really great jokes. This is elevated when it comes to other like cash grab holiday specials, I think.
Yeah, this is absolutely my favorite one. This is another. It has a great series of running bits. So there's this, right? The joke being this song is long and interminable. So he's just like, it's like, well, I'm not sitting here for all this. He just cuts away, talks to his friend Oprah, just gets up and leaves. They come back to her a couple of times. The stuff with the fruitcake.
Love 80s Oprah. I love that it's picture in picture. I'm gonna say I love. Like this is such a great, like, if you want to have the spirit of Christmas, watch something like this.
Do you think that's some kind of 1988 meta joke that they interrupt Dinah Shore with Oprah, and then is that like
a news thing?
Is it like the Jay Leno David Letterman feud, right? Because Dinah Shore, I'm not that familiar. Like, was also a daytime TV host. Were they like fighting for?
I don't think. No,
I'm not that
Pee-wee
familiar. Like, I know the name, and it might just be from this.
And she was news. She dated Burt Reynolds, like longtime girlfriend of Burt Reynolds, like on again, off again.
Let's see. American
That's
singer and actress.
too. Rockefeller Center. Yeah, the Burt Reynolds and her being a host.
People also ask, were
and
Burt Reynolds and
news.
Dinah Shore lovers? Ooh.
Yes, they were. But I think more of on par of Oprah would have been like a Donahue at this time, or a Sally Jesse Raphael. Okay, this is maybe the most offensive part of this.
Yeah,
where
there's
Pee-wee's just like
It's
foreign
one of those-
languages sound like.
Well, it's one of those things where
Ooey.
so he learns a fair bit of Spanish over the course of the Playhouse, but it's like, oh, that's great. Like they're working in, there's a character who speaks another language. He's sharing his culture with Pee-wee, but so much of it is like Pee-wee trying to repeat words in Spanish and be like, blah, 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 blah. It's like, it's great that you're trying.
Oh, Charo, why? Yeah.
What do you mean, Charo? Why?
Just why?
Why not?
Just why Charo?
Is this not doing it for you?
No. Okay, so you're going to mock the accent, and then you're going to be like, and here's Charo to support what I just did of making fun of Spanish people being like, blah, 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 blah. Like, she has a lisp.
Yeah.
So I feel like Paul Rubens was like, you know how I get away with mocking the accent? Is if I give Charo
I think the
chance
way
to
he gets
perform
away with
afterwards.
it is it being 1988. I think that.
My heart.
I like a decked out Christmas. Just Pee-wee swinging aimlessly in the background.
Yeah,
is
that's right.
awesome.
So she had a daytime 90-minute syndicated talk show called Dinah.
Yeah. No, I know. And I know who Dinah Shore is, but I don't think it was the Jay Leno Letterman thing that you were positing.
Like if we did this in whatever year that was, 95, and we had them both on our holiday special, it would be a funny kind of meta joke to have David Letterman on the picture phone and be like, oh, hang on, we're getting another call. It's Leno. And then we bump Letterman and we talk to
Yes.
Leno.
I think it would add an extra layer.
I wasn't sure if that's what they were doing as both
I don't think
daytime
that's-
syndicated talk show hosts. Cherry, Charo, Charo, Cherry. Where have we heard this before? Speaking of David Letterman.
Yes. Fruitcake.
It's great. It's a great bit. Have you had people try to tell you that fruitcake is good in the last couple of years?
I don't. I like the consistency of fruitcake. I don't know if that's been a thing in around my area that has been like reappropriating, like, oh, you know what? No, fruitcake gets a bad rap. Never like this woman. No, thank you.
Mrs. Renee?
No. Do not like her.
She's better. The mean lady from season 1.
Yeah.
I forget her name. But I think Mrs. Renee is an improvement from that. Whereas just like, we don't need like the outwardly mean, nosy neighbor.
But she's Jewish too.
Ew.
So again, we're kind of
Stop. What are you doing? Do you want me to cut this part out?
No, I'm saying 1988 Pee-wee, after making fun of the accent, and then because we didn't know Miss Renee was Jewish, I think, until this moment.
I don't know.
I did want a dreidel. I did want a top.
You
Want a
can
spinning
get
top.
one. They're fun. It's a fun game.
Oh, love this too. Of course, the dinosaurs are Jewish too.
Yeah, because they were around way
Oh,
before the
no.
birth of Christ.
Because they're extinct?
No,
Oh.
because dinosaurs are from way before 2,000 years ago.
They have little arms, so they have to crack it open.
Yeah, and they get the gelt. They love it.
The gelt. They
That's
get
what
the
it's
gelt.
called.
No, I just like the phrasing, they get the gelt. Aw. Good job, slaves.
I forgot about the mask. So they cut to Dinah Shore, and it's just a dummy with a Pee-wee mask on.
Yeah. Oh,
Oh,
thank you, Curtis. Oh, Pee-wee.
oh.
Did you watch the Superman trailer?
Yeah.
You like it?
Fine. It's
Yeah.
I'll see
Did
it.
Crypto the dog do anything for you?
Yeah, I like dogs.
Yeah. But that was awesome. Like, where he's just like, home, Crypto. And
It's
he, like,
fine.
gives him the cape to bite down on. I liked it. I think it did what it needed to do.
It looks how I expect a Superman movie to look, as opposed to like when the Man of Steel trailer came out, and it's like, the hell are we doing?
Destruction. Yeah.
Everything's
snap some
great. All
necks.
right. I mean,
Yeah.
I saw somebody
He's
on
got a
Threads
beard.
point out a lot of people were complaining that it's oversaturated, and it's like, yeah, dog, it's Superman. Is it too red and blue? Is that your problem? Because that's what
Yeah. Superman.
that's what.
Oh, and
color
then people are
Superman
complaining
is.
about was it Guy Gardner, the Green Lantern, Nathan
Yeah.
Fillion's Green Lantern? They're like, and his haircut looks stupid.
Yeah.
I'm like, yeah, that character's haircut does look stupid.
You're right.
It does be looking stupid.
Guy Gardner does canonically have stupid hair.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I'll see
you're
it,
straight.
but I don't. Again, I don't hate Superman. I'm just not interested in Superman.
I like most James Gunn movies, and the heart and the spirit of Superman. I think he is a good one to pull it off.
Yeah, I think he's good. I think he'll do a good job. I said it. Somebody shared the GIF of the robot lady transformation from Superman 3.
Yeah.
So I shared that, and I said, "Yep, this is a clip from the best Superman movie. This is the bar that James Gunn has to clear. It's going to be hard since Richard Pryor is dead, but I think he can pull it off."
And Robert Vaughn.
Because I want to be very clear that when I say that Superman 3 is the best Superman movie, it's not a bit. Like, I watched them all last year, I think, in like pretty rapid succession, and it is my genuine belief that of every Superman feature-length film produced, Superman 3 is the best one.
You remember the name, and I would have been able to, and maybe I will before this ends. The blonde that's in Superman 3, she was an SNL cast member of the 84-85 season. Do you remember what her name is?
Which SNL cast member is in Superman 3?
The blonde, who is Robert Vaughn's girlfriend, who tempts him on the Statue of Liberty or whatever.
Yeah, I know the character.
The
But
sexy blonde. She is
now I'm trying
a
to think of
one-season
blonde
SNL.
SNL cast members.
You remember the SNL opening where it's Billy Crystal, Christopher Guest, Harry Shearer,
Yeah.
James Belushi, Julia Louis-Dreyfus, Eric Kruger, and it's the miniatures and they're panning across. She's part of that, and she has frizzy blonde hair. She's kind of a little too sexy to be on SNL. I can't. Let me.
Do you
look
think
up her
that's everyone now, though, right?
name. Everyone on
Everyone
SNL
is
agreed.
crazy hot, and
Yes. There's
maybe
no
shouldn't
weirdos.
be. Like,
Yes.
even the weirdos are hot, you know?
Even the weirdos are hot.
Like Sarah
Agreed.
Sherman, weird. Also objectively attractive.
Yes. Let me, because I can remember some like weird cast members like Christine Ebersole. This name
I wonder how she
is
made the list.
escaping me. I'll just look up Superman 3 because that's easier than looking up SNL cast members. It is Pamela Stevens.
Never would have pulled that.
Pamela Stevenson. I
Pee
wouldn't
Wee's got
remember
a
her
big
name
choice
either.
to make. Santa's got all the presents that he asked for, but there's so many presents, there's no room for the other presents for the other children. What's he gonna do?
That's a good looking Santa. Oh, hell yeah.
Yeah, Pee Wee gives up his own presents for all the children of the world.
Aw.
Perfect.
So good. Yeah.
I still regularly call my children by the names of the puppet band.
Okay.
Cool Cat, Dirty Dog, Chicky Baby.
Mm-hmm. John Paragon. So good. Doesn't matter if you're watching this in HD. This still just looks like pure 80s television right here.
Yeah.
Combinations. Yeah, they're like, we made Charo, Cher, Little Richard, Joan Rivers all share one room. Oh, so good. Oh man, and there it is.
Oh, that
is
Pee-wee.
the end. Oh, dat Pee-wee. That is magical. I love it. I will probably try to have my daughter watch that before Christmas. Because I think it's time to reintroduce her to Pee-wee. She was watching it for a while when it was on Netflix when she was like 2 and 3, and then moved away from it. I do think it is time to bring it back.
When my daughter first when my daughter first got into Pee-wee, I think we watched it a lot around the holidays.
Yeah.
And then she kind of got away from it. I don't think she watched it with me last year. But there are I'm not like a big traditions guy. I think if there's a better way to do something, do it that way, not just because that's the way you did it before. But there's a few things, particularly around the end of year, Christmas time, that I like to do. One of them is Pee-wee's Christmas special, where it's like, all right, it's getting close to Christmas, want to feel a little Christmassy, throw Pee-wee's Christmas special on, boom, you're in the holiday season, baby. There's an album by a band called Slow Club that I really like to listen to. It is, I think it is Christmas Thanks for Nothing is the name of the EP. It's also one of the songs on that EP, but it is like sad. It is like pretty depressing Christmas music, where the first song is from the point of view of a woman who had just been engaged to on Christmas. knows she doesn't actually want to marry the guy, but she's like, we're at his mom's house for like a week. And she's just like struggling with the feelings of like, I'm going to wreck this dude on New Year's Day. But
that is amazing.
I guess
send that to me.
I guess we'll have an all right time for now. She's like, you're fine. It's just, it's a beautiful song. They do a great cover of Christmas Baby Please Come Home, again, to bring it back to Letterman. That the supercut they do of that, I like watching that around the holidays. And then Jonathan Colton and John Roderick put out a Christmas album a couple years ago that I really like.
Jonathan Colton's a name I haven't heard of in a while, but he's a guy I need to get back into.
You should look up. It's called One Christmas at a Time by Jonathan Colton and Bean Dad himself, John Roderick.
I got introduced, I think, to Jonathan Colton via a live either Mystery Science Theater 3000 show or a what is the Mike Nelson Riff Tracks? He might have been on a Riff Tracks, but
seems like a thing he would do.
Yeah, it was a zombie song he had.
Yeah,
I mean, this is way back in the day. So my Christmas involves used to be a lot of Monkees, because when they released a Monkees Christmas album, so they did on their TV show an a cappella version of the Spanish song Reuscido, which I really enjoy. But when they were squeezing out all the last drops of the living remaining Monkees, they did a Monkees Christmas album about 4 years ago.
4 years ago?
Yeah, it's not great. I mean, there's a couple. There's Rivers Cuomo, a couple guys from REM, and some other people wrote some songs. I like it, but I know it's not good, called House of Broken Gingerbread or something. And it's about a divorced house that's having to spend, like, even though your family may be in shambles, you can still enjoy the holidays. It's a little bit like a dark
fun, or is it like Christmas Shoes bleak?
Oh, I was getting ready to say my least favorite thing about the holidays is
Christmas Shoes.
Christmas Shoes. I fucking hate that song.
Cold take, but not an incorrect
so
one.
much.
Well, that's like, it sucks objectively, but like the Slow Club album that I mentioned, like those songs are kind of sad, but I think there is like that's part of Christmas, you know, like it is the darkest time of year. The reason
seasonal depression.
The reason people celebrate, you know, Christmas co-opted a bunch of other pre-existing holidays. The reason you celebrate in late December is because, like, what else are you gonna do? It gets dark at 4:00. Like, most of the food that you saved up for the summer is gone. Are you gonna make it to spring? Like, you know what? Bring a tree in from outside. Get somebody a present. Like, have a nice time. Do your best to make it through the worst part of the year.
My wife and I talked about there's a reason why the last day in October kicks off the holiday season, where you have Halloween, you have Thanksgiving. Also, I'm just going to say this from like an American, like Anglo-Saxon point of view. You have Halloween, you have Thanksgiving, you have Christmas Eve, you have Christmas, you have New Year's Eve, New Year's, and then to end it, Valentine's Day. You have so many fucking holidays in such a short amount of time because it's the darkest, coldest time of the year, especially if you're like Midwest or East Coast.
Right. You just have to like get through. That's why like I genuinely I'm not religious, but I do like the holidays kind of for that reason. There's a great Doctor Who Christmas special where it's basically a Christmas Carol where there's like a Scrooge stand-in, but the Doctor talks about it as like why they celebrate it. This is like far in the future on another planet and they're still doing Christmas, and the Doctor's like, I love it. I love that we're still doing it. He talks about the reasons. I don't remember the exact quote, but like the speech from that episode always kind of gets me because it's like, I don't know, late December sucks. Like, I mean, it's tough because it's, like I said, it's dark, it's cold. You're not growing food or harvesting things. You're just going on what you got stored. So it's like, yeah, you know what? Throw in a dumb holiday every couple of weeks. We'll all get through this together. It'll be all right. So that's what
I love your old-timey approach that you're like, I'm not a traditionalist, but I'm going to make my family live like it's the Oregon Trail. If we didn't harvest it at the beginning of this month or months before, we're going to die before spring comes.
I'm trying to...
Why would you do that to your family?
No,
I'm not about traditions. I'm not religious, but I'm super weird when it comes to
I'm saying that's where the tradition comes from. I'm not saying that is currently how it is. I mean... My wife gardens pretty heavily, so like we do have a bunch of like
and chickens. You got chickens.
We got chickens.
If you gotta snap a chicken's neck and throw it on the table and be like, "There's dinner," you got a bunny just in case.
Mm-mm. Never. I hate this line of questioning.
Well, I have to pee like a racehorse. So I want to say
You just want to brag about your
Merry
powerful stream.
I want to say Merry Christmas to you. I want
Merry
to say
Christmas, friend.
Happy Holidays to anyone who is listening or watching.
Shout out to all
and
the
I
daddios
hope
out there.
I think if the end of that Pee Wee special taught us anything is just be cool to each other.
Be nice.
Like even if you don't like someone, like just be cool. Like you don't even have to be nice in my opinion. Just be cool with them. Like you don't have to tolerate it. Being cool with somebody may mean walking away. So just do that.
Yep. That's our message to you, daddios. Just walk away
walk
from
away.
people. Just ignore
Just go get a
them.
pack of smokes.
just
Yeah.
Just if something you don't like, just leave it alone and never look at it again.
Yeah, just abandon it. Just leave it like a family on Christmas Eve. Go and get some milk and cigs. Just adios, daddios.
Let me get the stinger and we'll get out of here.
Sting.